Hi everybody. So I'm going for the makeup free look today. We had a crazy day yesterday. I'm going to tell you the story all about it because there is a story that's attached to it. And then we had region training last night, which was epic, absolutely epic. And I probably had about 3 hours sleep last night. So I'm feeling a little bit barefaced today, but that's fine because using our amazing products, my skin is incredible. I used to have really bad impetigo and now my skin is glorious. So I'm quite happy to be quite barefaced with you because I want to be brutally honest with you and tell you about something that has happened to me that has moved me from a mindset of having a business at the region level to mindset of having a business at the nation level and beyond. So let me just give you a brief summary. So this is for all my Arbonne friends because I want you to have the same realisation that I've had. And you may already know this, but this is for the people that don't and what the massive switch was for me. And there was a switch. So a little bit about my background. I worked in ophthalmology. I had a very successful career working for a high street opticians and I loved what I did. And then I went on to have children. 2 daughters. My second daughter had a brain hemorrhage and a stroke, something we were completely unprepared for, not just financially, but mentally as well. Shocked our whole family and it caused ripple effects, as I'm sure you can imagine when a loved one of yours is taken ill and they live in hospital. You know, my daughter was on life support, intensive care. You know, it was crazy time. And what really hit us was I lived with her in hospital. I stayed with her in hospital. And my husband was juggling having a toddler at the time, working, being in hospital and juggling around. And he fits tiled floors and walls. So he does tiling in kitchens and bathrooms. And if he doesn't stick tiles down, he doesn't get paid. So every time he was with our other toddler, who needed a parent with her, obviously, and every time he was in hospital with our poorly daughter and me, he wasn't getting paid. So we got into massive financial ruin because I also wasn't working because I lived in hospital with our daughter. And what happened was I then had to leave my job because my daughter needed me by her side. And we went on to benefits. We went on to government help, which I'm very grateful for. Living in this country, that's incredible. Didn't have an Arbonne business at that time. So wish I had, because if I had, both me and my husband could have been with our daughter in hospital, quite rightly. And I massively hope that if anything happens to you, parents fall ill, loved one falls ill, you fall ill, partner, children. So if something happens that you're not prepared for and you have to physically take yourself out of the equation and put yourself into a hospital situation, so you can't work for whatever reason that is, I really hope that your Arbonne business is giving you the money so that you've got the financial side of it covered, because you cannot even begin to prepare yourself mentally for what it's like having a loved one in hospital and having to give all that energy to them. The last thing you need to be worrying about is paying the bills. So if you've got your Arbonne business, bringing in a district area paycheck, brilliant. And if you don't need that district area paycheck right now, work on your business because you never know when you do. And by working on your business, you're helping other people prepare if they need that financial money coming in. So, you know, it's going to sound really harsh, but don't be selfish. Like, one thing that makes me so mad is how selfish people can be by not telling people about this business, because no one told me about this business and I needed this business. When my daughter went into hospital, I really needed this business. I probably must have met about 800 people from Arbonne launching in the UK to when I did find out about it, which was too late. It was too late when I found out about it. I probably met 800 people who did not tell me about this business. How selfish. Unbelievably selfish. You know, telling people about this business, it's for me to decide, it's for the people you tell to decide. So stop thinking about people worrying about what you're doing or what they think of you. So what? Go and tell more people, because there's going to be people out there that need to make their own decision about this business and build it and prepare for impact should impact ever happen. Anyway, I started this business when my youngest daughter was 2 and my eldest daughter was 4, and we'd been on benefits for about a year, just over a year at this point, and I didn't want to be on benefits anymore. I wanted to be out there providing for my family, but I couldn't work because my daughter still had, she was discharged from hospital at this point, but she still had about 6, 7, 8 appointments every week, and we didn't have enough money to take her to every appointment. I couldn't afford the fuel to take her to every single appointment, so I would have to pick and choose like which appointments I take my daughter to and which ones are less relevant, because I couldn't afford to take her to every single appointment. How insane is that? So a friend told me about this business and I didn't have any spare money. We were thousands of pounds in debt. I had no time. And she told me about this business and I said yes straight away because it was a solution and I was looking for a solution. I was looking for something that I could build myself, that I could do myself because I knew I was unemployable. So I was looking for something that I could do, take full responsibility for, which is this business is our full responsibility. You know, the person that told me about this business, she introduced me to the business. I'm so grateful for her. And then she didn't do anything else with me. She gave me a book and that was it. She was gone. But I took full responsibility for this business. I didn't need an upline. It was my business and my responsibility. And I didn't know who my upline was. Didn't even know who my national vice president was. Didn't know who my regional vice president was. I didn't have a clue for about a year. I didn't even understand the structure of how teamwork actually works. I was on my own and I just got on with it because I took full responsibility for it. So I was looking for something that I could do and build myself. No WhatsApps, there was no Facebook group, there was no training, none of that. I just got on with it. And I think the biggest thing that people can do in this business is just crack on. Stop focusing on what you don't have, because most people didn't have probably what you have and they still managed to build these businesses. So when people message me, they're like, oh, you know, I don't get on with my upline, or, oh, you know, we don't have regular team training, or I can't get to the DAs. I'm like, why are you focusing on what you don't have? My gosh, I didn't even know what a DA was for my first year. I built to region and we had no team WhatsApp, no team Facebook page, no regular trainings, no online team trainings. The source wasn't even like it is now, like none of that. But I didn't see it as a problem. I was like, right, just crack on then. Let's see what we can do then. So anyway, I cracked on, just wanted to get that out there. And I built really fast to district. It was 4 months to district, 6 months to area, and 11 months to region. And one of the biggest blessings for me was I had no distractions. I wasn't looking around comparing what other people were doing because I didn't even know that there was other people in the UK doing Arbonne. I was completely oblivious to the fact. And so I had no distractions. And I think the best thing that you can do for your new consultants is not let them get distracted by what everybody else is doing. Just get them laser focused on the two things that they need to do in Arbonne: build a customer base, help their customers, find new customers, love their customers, have repeat orders from their customers, be a customer service pro. So number one. And number two, build a team, sponsor people and teach people, coach people how to do exactly the same thing. That's it. That's the only two things they need to know how to do: customers and team, customers and team, customers and team. That's it. Don't need to get distracted by anything else. So you teach them how to do that. And then when I hit region, the doors were open to me to this world of Arbonne. I was invited to VP training. I was invited to leadership academies, and everything just opened up, stuff that I didn't even know existed. And I started looking around. And you know what happened to me? And I only realised this the other day. Nation became a big deal. Nation, the top level of promotion in Arbonne, became a biggie. And when I was in this business building to region wasn't a big deal for me. District wasn't a big deal. Area wasn't a big deal. Region wasn't a big deal. It was just helping more people. Help more people, you get promoted. Simple. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to get that car in the year. And then like 18 months, we're going to become nation. Fine. But I got to region and I'm not saying it wasn't a big deal that makes me sound ungrateful. I just mean that the numbers weren't that big. It just was simple. Help people and you reach the car level. Like, it was pretty obvious. So anyway, I got distracted from region to nation because I started looking around at what other people were doing. And you start listening to people when they're like, oh, you know, it's really hard when people say no, and when this and when that. And this like starts to eat away at your laser focused belief that becoming a national vice president is what's expected. When you become a region, you then help more people and you promote to nation. Simple. The compensation plan in Arbonne is just times by 4 every time. So you get to district and then you quadruple your business and you're an area, and then you quadruple your business and you're a region, and then you quadruple your business and you're a nation. It's very, very straightforward. And if we're laser focused on building a customer base and building a team, realistically, we should be doing that quite quickly. Quadruple and then next, quadruple and then next, and quadruple and then next. So why did I sit at region for 3.5 years? Because I got distracted and I put nation on a pedestal and thought, gosh, 160, you know, that's a big jump. It's not a big jump. All you're doing is quadrupling, for goodness sake. And I put a massive lid on my business and thought nation was a big deal. And I've gone for nation Qual, really gone for it, like all out gone for it. Like the banners are up, the affirmations are up, I'm driving everywhere, like telling everybody we're doing countdowns. I mean, like totally gone for it until midnight on the last day of the month. 5 times we have gone for it. and not hit it. And then I've had to tell my kids the next day, like, we didn't do it. So I've gone for it 5 times all out. Obviously, I'm always going for it every month, but I mean, really, really like, this is it this time, everybody. The countdown's going every single day. And then 5 times I've had to say to my kids, you know, didn't do it, say to the team. And it was disheartening. And on Sunday, so Sunday was the last day of the month where I was like, we're going Nation Qual, we're going Nation Qual, we're going Nation Qual. We were still like 14,000 QV away, so $14,000 away. So we were still a little way away, but I knew we were going to do it. I had unshakable belief, and I was mopping my kitchen floor because I was having a party that night. So I was just cleaning the kitchen floor, and I was listening to Jake Ducey on YouTube. And he was basically saying, you know, if you expect it to happen so much so, the universe will move things around, and it will enable things to collide and be how they should be for you and for the goal to happen. And it suddenly hit me what had changed. And I was like, Nation's not a biggie anymore. 160 wasn't a big deal anymore. And for some people, they might think, gosh, 14,000 in the last day, like, that's a lot. But to me, I was like, it's not. Like, it's not. When you genuinely are wanting to help people, it's really not a big deal. Like, a box of fizz sticks is 50 QV, and I really want 30,000 people across the globe ordering a box of fizz sticks every month, because it reduces them from drinking tea and coffee and energy drinks, and it's better for them, and it's healthier for them, and it saves them money. I want 30,000 people across the world ordering fizz sticks. And when you genuinely think like that, and you genuinely are like, I just want people to feel good and feel healthy and be happy, and by my referral I can enable that to happen. And so Nation stopped being a big deal. And I just sat there and I thought, what was I thinking for the last 3.5 years? Why did I think that Nation was a big deal? The numbers really are not a big deal. Like, if you're in our barn and you've gone past district now, you look back and think, God, district, not a big deal at all. And I remember when I first started this business, and we needed to put through a 150 QV order to get paid on our team. So if we're building a business, for us to get paid on our teams, on our team that are working, our business needs to have a 150 QV order going through, and that can be customers, clients, or personal. And I remember thinking, 150, how am I going to do 150? Which, bearing in mind, is like £80 for a month's worth of business. And I remember thinking, how am I going to do 80? How am I going to have £80 bought from my shop in 1 month? And I remember like literally feeling anxious about it. And then it was nothing. Then all of a sudden it was absolutely nothing. Then we got to district, and I remember thinking, right, 2,500 a month, if not more, DM bonus. And then it became nothing. Now DM bonus every month is absolutely nothing. And then area was the same. And I think I've made Nation such a big deal that really it's absolutely not. Like, it's nothing. So then I woke up on Monday morning, and we hadn't done it. So we'd folded it at just gone midnight with, I think we had 9,000 QB left to go. We were all on a Zoom, and we folded, and we said, look, it's done. And I went to bed, and I genuinely went to bed thinking, I'm going to wake up in the morning, and all of the Canadians and the Americans, because they still had some more time left before their midnight, they're going to place orders, and we're going to wake up in the morning, we're going to have done it. Like, I genuinely believed that with every inch of my being. I genuinely believed that. So we woke up in the morning, the first thing I do was check my stats on the website, and it hadn't moved, and I was really shocked. You know, like if you go to sleep and you imagine the next day to be like Tuesday, because it's Tuesday, and you wake up and someone tells you it's Wednesday, and you genuinely are like, oh my God, I thought it was Tuesday today. Like, what? And you're unbelievably baffled. That's how I felt that the QV hadn't moved. I was like, but I knew it was going to happen. I don't understand, because I knew it was going to happen. And at this point, I didn't know there'd been a website issue. So I was like, oh my God. So I was like, right, okay, well, I'm just going to have to tell the girls we didn't do it then. I was really confused. So I went downstairs, and I have put the video up on my business page, and I said to Farah and Havana, my daughters, look, we didn't hit it. We were 9,000 away. And Farah said to me, but Mum, you promised you were going to do it. You said this time you were going to do it. And my heart just split into 1,000 little pieces. Like, I felt awful. I felt so disappointed in myself. And I was like, I know, and just, we didn't do it. And it was really, really quite upset. It really hurt. It really, really stung. And what hurt me even more was that that was the 5th time I'd had to do that. I was like, okay. And my husband was like, well, what are you going to do now? And I was like, we're going to go for it again. And I had a few messages from the team saying, you know, I said I was going to hit my DM bonus and I didn't. And I know I was going to go into qualification for this and I didn't. I was like, listen, at the end of the day, it's my responsibility to have this business turning over the level of QV that it needs to turn over for us to go nation qual. And I'm not going to sit and point the fingers and be like, well, you said you were going to do this and you didn't. You said you were going to do this and you didn't. Because ultimately, when we become a nation, it's my name that goes forward as the nation. So therefore, it's my responsibility to bridge the gap. And I'm not going to be finger pointing at who did or didn't do what. You did the best that you could do, and that's all we can ask for in this case. And I genuinely believe that, like, you are the one bridging the gap, and whatever the team do, whatever your team do when you're going nation, brilliant. As long as they're doing the best, that's all you can ask for. So anyway, I then realised I had a one-to-one booked into the diary for my business partner. My business partner's called Claire, and it was for her. She'd messaged somebody on LinkedIn, and she'd said to me, this was a week ago, she said to me, we're going to do this one-to-one on the Monday morning. I said, oh, Claire, you know, that's the day after month end. Can we get it done before the end of the month? And Claire said, no, it needs to be done on this Monday. She's only got half an hour. It's like a 45-minute drive away in a part of Nottingham. And I was like, fine. So I put it in my diary. But I hadn't heard Claire say anything else about this one-to-one. So on the morning, before the school run, I messaged Claire and I said, are we still doing this one-to-one? And Claire said, yeah, we're still doing the one-to-one. There is a little problem, though. I've got to drive my kids to the school, which was like 20 minutes from her house. And she said, can you come and pick me up from the school? We'll go and do the one-to-one. And then can you take me back to the school? And then I'll drive back to where we live, which for me is an extra like half an hour away for me. Out of my way. But if I didn't do that, then she wouldn't be able to get back in time for the preschool pickup because she had her daughter at preschool. So I was like, oh, fine. Anyway, so I dropped my kids off. And then I drove half an hour out of my way to go and pick up Claire. She got in the car and we're driving over to Nottingham to this one-to-one. And I said to her, so this lady we're meeting, tell me a little bit about her. And she started to tell me. And I said, all right. So she confirmed this morning. And Claire was like, oh, no, she's not confirmed. And I was driving and I was like, what do you mean she's not confirmed? I said, how have you arranged this appointment? And she said, well, I messaged her on LinkedIn and she messaged me back and said, yeah, I've got half an hour on this date. We'll meet here at this coffee shop. And Claire said, okay. And so I said, right, so you've not heard from her in like a week? And Claire said, no. I think Claire could tell that I was at this point pretty mad. So, because I was like, I could be doing without this. Like, I was so tired and I was so just overwhelmed by everything that happened, so disappointed in the lack of the goal, that I was just like, so basically we're driving all this way on a whim because you've had a conversation with somebody on LinkedIn that may or may not even turn up. I was like, have you even got this person's phone number? She was like, no. So I was driving, I was like, we're on our way now, so there's nothing we can do about it now. I said, but please never book me in for a one-to-one again on a whim. Always get their phone number and confirm the appointment. And I think Claire knew I was pretty cross, but I just carried on driving and I was like, Anyway, I was like, it is what it is, and you didn't know any different, so it's fine. Anyway, so we get there and we're about half an hour early. So I said, all right, let's sit down. Let's start doing our tracker. Let's start doing our business stuff. And Claire is a talker and she kept yapping on to me about the cinema this and that. And I was like, Claire, I need to do some work. Like, let me just focus, because I had loads of messages and stuff. I was trying to get through them. And Claire was like, yap. I was like, Claire, just let me do this. And she was like, okay. And then like 2 minutes later, she starts talking again. So if you've got that one friend that just like chats nonstop, this is what she's like. Anyway, so we're sat there. And this woman's late. So she was supposed to meet us at 10:45 and it's like nearly 11 o'clock at this point. And so I'm like, obviously she's not coming. And then I get a text message from Angela, my vicar, who has an Arbonne business in Glasgow in Scotland, who I'm friends with. And she sends me this text message going, hey, Danni, I can't get through to you. Well, she said, I can't get through to you on social media or something, but just wanted to let you know that there was a problem with the website last night and the orders that went through the USA and the Canada got blocked in the system. So they're allowing a midday exception for those orders to go through. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I grabbed my phone and I ring up the UK head office, but the UK head office number went through to the States. And they're like, good day, ma'am. And I was like, have we got a month-end exception with orders that are going through? And he was like, ma'am, let me just go and check. Like, they're so cheerful in the USA. Like, in the UK, we just want to know what's going on, what's happening, goodbye, boom. Like, in the USA, they're like, can I help you with anything else, ma'am? Have you had a good day, ma'am? Ma'am, have a wonderful day. And you're just like, yeah, bye, me. And it probably sounds really rude, but in the UK, like, we don't want all that chit-chat. We just want it to be like, question, answer, done, boom, like, over. Anyway, if you guys are from the UK, you'll know when you get through to the USA that you just answer the question and then I'm gone. Anyway, so this guy was like, let me go and check. So he goes off and check, and he comes back and he's like, yeah, ma'am, and giving an exception till midday for the Canadian and the American orders. And I said, oh, right, well, I'm in the UK. What's going to happen there? And he looked and he said, yeah, some of the orders have got stuck in the system. And he was like, you've got 90 minutes basically before midday to get those orders processed. So I was like, right, okay. So I got off the phone and I was like, oh my gosh. And this woman was supposedly coming to this one-to-one, but she may or may not turn up. So I put something on the team Facebook page, and I was like, attention! This is the most important message you will ever read today. I'm at a one-to-one, but I've just found out we've got a 90-minute window to get in any orders that got stuck in the system last night, or if there's anything that you want to order, get it in right now. We've got 90 minutes to go nation Qual and get 9,000 QV in now. And everybody just went crazy. And then the woman turned up for the one-to-one. Oh my gosh. So she turned up. Amazing woman, by the way. Skincare specialist, dermatologist, specialised in microdermabrasions and chemical face peels, has her own salon, is looking to have the brand in the business. So literally the most amazing one-to-one appointment you could ever imagine. And I'm a bit like feeling guilty about having a bit of a go at Claire. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's organised an appointment with an incredible woman. So this woman is amazing, absolutely amazing. And I would never ever answer my phone in a one-to-one. Never. So rude. And I had my phone on the side and the States were ringing me again. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. This is a really important phone call. I'm just going to take this. And she was like, okay. So I took my phone and I like poddled off. And it was Kirsty from the UK head office. And she was like, Danni, I know we've got an exception coming through, so I need you to tell me every order that goes through, the ID number of the consultant, the customer or the order number, and how much QV, because I'm going to have to manually put these all through and check them all. I was like, okay, right. So then I said to the team, every order that goes through, I need to know the ID number, the order number, and the QV volume that's going through. So I was like, I know this is a big job, but guys, we can do it. The people that rallied, you wouldn't even believe. So they were writing it on the team page. They were like, so-and-so's name, ID number, order reference number 72 QV. And then the next one. We collected 70 orders in that 90 minutes. You wouldn't even believe. So stuff that had got stuck and not gone through, that was all re-put through. And then extra orders quickly went in. Anyway, I did the one-to-one, which was amazing. She's like, yeah, I'm really excited. And then we went to the car and we had about 10 minutes left. And I said to Claire, is there any way you could drive my Mercedes back to the preschool because I need to be on my phone? And she said, yeah, she was insured, so that was good. And she kept talking to me in the car. And I was on my phone and I was trying to like get these orders in and like write them all down and add them all up. And Claire's talking to me about the bloody cinema film that she's going to go and see that night. And I was like, Claire, I said, I know that you're talking to me, but I am not taking any of this in. And she was like, I know, but I'm a nervous driver, so I just want to talk. And I was like, fine. If you want to talk, that's fine, but I'm not listening. She was like, fine. So she talked to me the whole way about God knows what. I've not even got a clue what she was talking to me about. But she knew that I wasn't listening, but she carried on talking anyway, because she's like, I'm a nervous driver, I just want to talk. I was like, fine, don't care. Anyway, so we were sat working it all out, and I was like, we've done it. We've freaking done it. And then Kirsty had said to me from head office, I'll ring you at 12 to get all these orders processed, like write them all down. I said, is there any way you can do it after 12? And she goes, all right, then, just after 12, but that's it. She goes, I'll ring you just after 12. I was like, okay. So we get to the preschool, and it's about 10 past 12 at this point, and she's not rang, but I was like, that's okay, because she says she's going to do it just after 12. So we're sat there, and Claire goes in to get her little girl, and she sticks her little girl in the back in one of my daughter's car seats. And I'm like, right, let's get these orders in. Let's get these sorted. Let's write them all down. Let's get them sent over to head office. And we're doing all this. And it gets to nearly 1 o'clock and Kirsty's still not rang me. So I'm trying to ring head office in the UK. But every time I try and ring head office in the UK, it gets sent through to America. Ma'am, what's your IBAN ID number? So I'm like going literally round the houses, and I'm like, can you just put me through to the UK? Because it's so important. We're having a month-end exception. I need to get these orders clarified to announce as in Nation Qual. Can you just put me through to the UK? Ma'am, I can't do that, I'm afraid, but I can get them to call you back. I'm like, please. Anyway, it doesn't matter what I did, how many times I rang, they would not put me through to the UK. So I must have put through about 15 requests to be rang back. And so I don't get rang back. I said to Claire, look, you go. I'm going to drive home, and there's nothing we can do right now. The orders are in. We've just got to wait. We've just got to wait for Kirsty to ring me. And she's like, okay. So I drove home, and I get home, and then Kirsty rings me just as I get through the front door. So this is at like 1:30, 2 o'clock-ish. And she rang me, and she was like, you all right? And I was like, yeah. I was like, are you ready? Are you ready? We've done it. And she went, what? I said, we've done it. We've done the volume. I just need you to verify all these orders. And she went, are you kidding me? And I was like, no, we've done it. And she went, Danni, I was expecting to ring you and you say, like, I'm so sorry, like, we haven't done it. She goes, that's why I gave you so much longer. I was like, Kirsty, we did it at 12:10. I was like, I was waiting for you to ring. And she was like, I cannot believe you brought in, well, it was supposed to be 9,000 QV we needed, but we'd done 13,000. She goes, I cannot believe you've done 13,000 in 90 minutes. Like, what the heck? I was like, listen, you set me a goal, my team go to work. I was like, we've got the best team. I was like, whoa! Oh my gosh, I'm at the school when like people are probably looking. Anyway, so she was like, okay, so I had to sit there and we had to go through there was 70 orders. We had to sit and go through all 70. I had to give them the ID number, the client number, the customer order number, the QV. So we're sending it all in. She's like, right. She goes, what I need to do now is contact the States and get every order verified that it has gone through. There's like no card issues, that everything's gone through. I was like, okay, so when are you ringing me back? She was like, it's not going to be an easy job, Danni. She goes, it's going to take a while. I was like, will it be today? She went, yes. I was like, okay, right, okay. She goes, keep your phone on you and I'll be ringing you back. I was like, okay, because I needed to answer her phone because I can't get through to her because I keep going around the flipping stays. I was like, okay. So then I kept my phone on me the whole time. Went to go and do the school pickup. Still hadn't rang me back. Went to go to my daughter's swimming lesson. They still hadn't rang me back. And by this point, it's 5:30. And I'm like, they're going to be closing soon. So I'd rang head office a couple of times, got through to the States and said, please, can you put me through to the UK? And they were like, no, can do, ma'am. So I'm like, oh, God. So it's 5:30 and I'm at my daughter's swimming lesson and watching her in the pool. And I'm just about to take my other daughter to Beavers because I have to take her to Beavers and I have to get back to the swimming pool to pick up my other daughter. And it's crazy. So I'm just about to take my other daughter to Beavers and the phone rings and it's the number. So I answered it and she was like, it's Kirsty. I said, hi. She was like, you've done it. And I was like, wow! I was like, yeah. I was like in the middle of the swimming bath and I was like, yes. Everyone was like looking at me thinking, what is that crazy woman doing? Bearing in mind, my makeup had come off. Like there was literally like stuff everywhere where I'd like wiped all my face and my hair was a mess. And I was like, right, okay. So I rang Fiona McCarthy and I was like, go time! You can announce it now. You can flipping announce it. And then the team all got to find out just before 6 o'clock last night. So it was an agonising wait to find out. So, oh my gosh, it was the best feeling ever. And then I've put the video on the group of me telling Ivana on her way to Beavers. And she's like, all right, okay. And then I went back to pick up Farah from swimming and she is really excited. So I've done a live of that of Farah go like, yay, mummy. So my point is, obviously we're in Nation Qual, we're completing this month and we're completing with 240,000. And do you know what? It's not a big number. It's not a big number. When you think about everybody helping one extra person a month buy a box of fizz sticks that helps them out, it's really not a biggie. So one of the biggest things that has prevented me from pushing forward is thinking Nation was a big deal. And it's not. I used to think when I go Nation Qual, it's going to be like the marching band's going to come down the street. There's going to be like party poppers. Like everyone's going to be like, oh my God, you did it. Like it's a real big deal. And then we went Nation Qual and I was like, I'm feeling different. Like literally, I'm like, I don't feel any, obviously I'm ecstatic, but I don't feel any different. I think I put it on such a pedestal that now I'm like, it's no biggie. And then we're going to complete this month and be like, brilliant, done. Right, who's next to Nation? I think I don't know about you guys, but I made it a big deal. And if you have gone past the district level, look back on how you feel about district now and you think it's not a big deal now. Like, it's amazing when people do it. I don't want to put a dampener on it because it is amazing when people do it and they should be celebrated for it. But it's not like the be all and end all of all things that have been created. And that was where I went wrong with Nation. I put it on such a pedestal when I needn't have, because it's not. It's just helping a few more people. It's just everybody in the team helping a few more people. That's it. Like, that is it. When you think about like the Starbucks franchise, which started off in Seattle and it was one coffee shop, the Starbucks franchise, in their opinion, is helping people come together in like a friendly environment and have coffee, or they say obviously it's amazing coffee, and they just pop them all over the place because in their head they're like, let's make a difference, let's help more people have a Starbucks coffee, you know. And they're not like the, I don't know how to describe it, but for so many of us, we make Nation unrealistic. We make it this like unicorn with glitter on, and it, I don't know how to describe it. It's really, really not as out of reach as what we make it out to be. You're just quadrupling your business. And if you can quadruple from district to area, you can quadruple from region to nation in the same manner. You really can. There was a big element of mindset, massively. There was a massive element of personal development and mindset that had to go in. I had to work much harder on batting off the negativity and not thinking that I was stretching for something unrealistic and too big. I had to make it much smaller and be like, do you know what? It's just Nation Qual. It's just helping a few more people. So mindset was a real big one. And I had to really close off from people being negative. We went to VP Retreat this year and Debbie Neal said about, you know, you've got to be wary about who you spend time with, because when people are negative and they say things to you that don't impact you growing, it really impacts on your energy. So I really had to shut away from that. I had to delete, I don't know if I can say this or not, it's so bad. I don't know if she'll ever see this or not. I had to delete a family member on Facebook because she's so negative. I don't know if she'll ever see this or not. She'll know who she is, but just negativity, you just don't need it. You just need to get away from all the negativity. People that snide at you, people that feel like they have to get one over you, people that like pick on things, you know people that are dyslexic and we make spelling errors. If you're the sort of person that has to pick on a spelling error or a grammar error, like, why are you doing that? What is the point in that? When people do that to me, I'm like, yeah, I made a spelling mistake. Oh my gosh, heaven forbid. And I just think, why do you have to like make those little digs at people? If people that are like that, you don't need them in your life, or maybe you have to have them in your life because they're family, but you don't need them on your Facebook. So just stop them seeing what you're doing, because you need to be laser focused and filled with positivity. You don't need those diggers. You don't need it at all. So just remove yourself away from that. And that was probably one of the biggest things that I had to do. I had to really focus on having total positivity mindset and shush away all the crud, basically. Get all the crud. So shrink that belief, not shrink the belief, but stop putting it too far away, because it's not. You can be a national vice president. All you have to do is learn to be a district manager. When you learn to be a district manager, you've got all the skills that you need to then help somebody else be a district manager. So you're a district manager, help somebody else be a district manager. And then the pair of you help more people become district managers. And then between you, help more people become district managers. All I feel that I am as to be a brand new national vice president is I am just somebody that knows how to be a district manager and knows how to help other people become district managers. And then I teach my district managers to teach other people to become district managers. That's it. Where did I get this idea from? That Nation was some crazy big goal. Like, what was I thinking? 3.5 years I've been thinking crazy thoughts. All you need to do is be a district manager and teach other people to be a district manager, and then all go for your DM bonus. That's it. It's pretty straightforward. It's not really that testing. So keep your positivity in check and just be the best district manager you can be, because I'm still a district manager. I still have a district. I'm still a district manager, and I make sure that I hit that damn DM bonus every single month. And I encourage my team, go for your DM bonus. And everybody that's not yet a district manager, I'm like, we're going to be a district manager. Show you how to be a district manager. That's all you have to do. If you can be a flipping amazing district manager and teach somebody else how to be a flipping amazing district manager, you just repeat. That's it. There's nothing else. That's it. Just be an immense district manager and help other people be an immense district manager, and keep repeating it over and over, and stop thinking nation's some freaking out of this world goal that's impossible to achieve, because that is where I truly where I went wrong in this business. And I hope that I've been able to help you guys understand that, because I don't want anybody else to feel like they're grinded to a halt because a goal is too out of reach. Right, I need to go because I've got to go pick up my children from school now. But thank you so much for tuning in and listening to me. And if you're watching this on playback, I hope that this has been useful for you. And thank you for all of you for just cheering me along, cheering my team along, and sharing things from my business page and commenting on stuff. You know, when you guys interact with things on my business page, it makes me feel amazing. It really does. I absolutely love the engagements and the interactions, and I'm just so blessed to feel like I make some sort of a difference to you and to your business and to your life. You know, it's a real incredible honor to have a platform where you can potentially help a few people. So all of your comments and likes, they do make me realize that I've made some sort of an impact on someone's life today. Right, I'm gonna go. Thank you all for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you go nation.